Welcome to this explainer. Area 51 is, hands down, one of the most mysterious places in America. For decades, people have looked out into that desert and just wondered, what is actually happening behind those fences? Some are absolutely convinced secret aircraft are being tested, while others swear the government is hiding extraterrestrial life. But what's the real story here? Today, we're going to break down exactly why this highly guarded location has become one of the biggest mysteries in American history.
Picture this, incredibly desolate, highly restricted landscape deep inside the Nevada desert. It sits right near a dry lake bed known as Groom Lake. When you look at the geography, it's completely surrounded by these rugged mountains and just miles and miles of empty sand. It was purposely designed to be one of the most isolated places in the United States, complete with highly controlled airspace. I mean, no one gets in without clearance, and no one is allowed to look down from above.
So this extreme level of isolation forces us to ask a pretty natural question. What is actually true? And why on earth has this remote spot become the center of so much wild speculation? What is the government really hiding behind those heavily guarded fences? Well, to understand the mystery, we have to peel back the layers of pop culture and look at the real history that made this kind of secrecy absolutely crucial in the first place.
Let's ground this whole thing in reality first. Area 51 didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It was born out of a very real necessity for American intelligence. The story actually kicks off during the Cold War in the 1950s. The United States was desperately looking for new ways to gather intel on its enemies. They needed to test secret aircraft that could fly higher than normal planes and scoop up information from the sky without anyone noticing. The Nevada desert was literally the perfect hidden sandbox for this, and so this highly classified testing facility was created.
And it's wild to see how this legend just snowballed over time, right? It seamlessly blends real military history with these massive cultural conspiracy theories. The timeline spans decades. You've got the alleged Roswell UFO crash in 1947, then the very real Cold War U-2 testing of the 1950s. Fast forward to 2013 when the CIA finally officially acknowledges the base exists, all the way up to that massive Storm Area 51 internet phenomenon in 2019. It's just a fascinating mix of fact and fiction.
Part 1. Cold War Origins. Searching the Skies.
To truly get why Area 51 exists, we have to look at the massive technological hurdles the military was facing back then. The government set this facility up as a step-by-step solution. First, they had an urgent need to secretly collect intelligence. Second, they found that perfect remote location in the Nevada desert. And third, they used that space to develop revolutionary aircraft like the famous U-2 spy plane. The U-2 was this unbelievable piece of engineering designed to fly at extreme altitudes far above normal planes, making it the ultimate tool to gather intel.
But here is where it gets tricky. The U-2 created a really unique problem for people on the ground. Put yourself in the shoes of an ordinary person in the 1950s for a second. This technology was so advanced that civilians who happened to catch a glimpse of it had absolutely no idea what they were looking at. Imagine looking up into the sky and seeing a strange object flying higher and faster than anything you'd ever seen in your life. You think it was impossible. You might even think it was from another world entirely.
Part 2. The Alien Rumors. Silence creates legends.
So, because the government couldn't explain these high-altitude sightings without blowing the lid off classified projects, their silence just threw gas on the fire of public speculation. During the Cold War, keeping this tech hidden was everything. They simply couldn't tell people what they were seeing, so officials kept their mouths shut. And you know how it goes. Silence creates rumors. When the government wouldn't say what they were doing out there, the public's imagination rushed right in to fill the void.
Just look at the massive contrast here between the public rumors and the actual confirmed military reality. On one hand, public perception grew so wild that people honestly believed the government was hiding extraterrestrial life. They even connected it back to the 1947 Roswell UFO crash, claiming alien bodies and ships were secretly stashed there. But then, on the other hand, the military reality was just as incredible, honestly. They were out there developing extreme-speed intelligence planes and totally revolutionary stealth technology.
Part 3. The Real Secret Aircraft. Unbelievable Technology.
The United States was pulling off absolute engineering miracles out in that sand. They built aircraft so unusual that it completely explains why people thought they were seeing UFOs. Alongside the U-2, you have the SR71 Blackbird, which was designed to fly at incredible speeds that were just phenomenally ahead of its time. And then there's the F117 Nighthawk. As one of the very first operational stealth aircraft, its jagged, unusual shape was built to reduce its radar signature, but it made it look almost alien. When these were finally revealed to the public, people started to realize that those strange objects in the sky were actually just highly classified military aircraft.
Part 4.
Declassification and pop culture. The secret is out. Think about this for a second. For decades, the United States government didn't even officially acknowledge that Area 51 existed. Like, they wouldn't even say the name. That made it a massive, truly shocking moment when, in 2013, the CIA finally released documents officially confirming the facility's existence. These documents laid out important details about Area 51 and its historical role in testing secret aircraft. Finally, the place at the center of all those countless conspiracy theories was brought into the light. But did that kill the public obsession? No way. In 2019, literally millions of people interacted with online posts for an event called Storm Area 51. It started as a joke, but thousands of people became genuinely interested in showing up to the base. This whole internet phenomenon proves something really important. We are deeply, inherently fascinated by secrets. Area 51 is the ultimate symbol of government secrecy, and our curiosity about it just does not fade.
Part 5. The mystery continues. The timeline shifts.
So here is where it gets really interesting. If the government was secretly building impossible planes like the Blackbird and the Nighthawk decades ago, what could they possibly be building today? Modern military technology is still highly classified. New aircraft and advanced systems are routinely developed years, sometimes decades, before we ever hear a whisper about them. This means that some of the strange things people report seeing in the sky right now might just be unrevealed secret tech currently in testing. The real takeaway here is that secret technology can exist in the shadows for a very, very long time. As those gates stay firmly closed and the Nevada desert remains silent, we are left to wonder. The next time you look into the night sky and see something strange, it might not be aliens. It might be something much closer to home, a secret aircraft being tested in complete silence. What kind of hidden technologies are being developed out there right now, just out of our sight? And how many years are going to pass before we finally learn the truth? That is the real, enduring mystery of Area 51. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep looking up and keep asking questions.